Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Peter Racy here from the Queensland Maritime Museum's YouTube channel, and I'm here this morning on the 24th of April 2021 with Ocker. Correct name, Russel Collins. And Russel has a very interesting story to talk about the Diamantina when it was in its operational phase in Western Australia in the peak of the survey work. So, Russell, over to you. Tell us your story, please. My
story is I joined the Navy in April 1969, 27th Stevenson Division. We did 12 months at HMAS Leeuwin over in Fremantle, and then we were drafted out to different ships for our ordinary seaman training. Myself and a lot of other fellas were drafted to the Diamantina. We joined the Diamantina in March, April 1970, and first off she was in refit down at Williamstown in Melbourne. So we were billeted at HMAS Lonsdale, and would have a bus pick us up and take us down to Williamstown every morning and take us back to Lonsdale every afternoon. When the refit was finished, we sailed from Melbourne back to Fremantle. Our trip across the Bight was the best introduction you could ever have to going to sea. One fella broke his thumb on the wheel. We had welding split on the forecastle, so we had to pull into Adelaide, let the sick and injured crew members off, and have the repairs done before we went back to sea for our voyage to Fremantle. During that voyage, the ocean was that rough. They closed down the galley for 3 days because they couldn't cook. Too rough to cook, and we had sandwiches for 3 days. I remember standing on the after deck as lifebuoy sentry, and so I was 2 decks above the water line, and I was looking up like that to the crest of the waves. Some of those waves were 40, 50 foot. And we still talk about that trip when we get together for our Stevenson 27th reunions. From Fremantle, we sailed to Sydney, then up to Cairns, from Cairns up to Port Moresby, round to Manus, over to Darwin, up to Singapore, down to Christmas Island, and back to Fremantle, where we took part in exercise Swan Lake. From that, when that was finished, we started fortnightly running, doing survey work for the CSIRO. We left Diamantina in December 1970 and went to our respective land establishments to do our able seaman training. And that was my time on the Diamantina.
Russell, that's a really interesting story. There's one small little aspect there that I think you probably would like to add in. I understand there was also a bit of a narrative about bird baths.
The bird baths was when we left Cairns, one of the Kellic stokers had opened the wrong valve and let most of the fresh water out over the side. So with the evaporators on board, they could only make enough water for the feed water for the boilers and for the cooking. So for 21 days, we were allowed to have bird baths. That was one basin of water to wet ourselves down and soap ourselves up, and then another basin full of water to wash the soap off. So what we did during those 21 days at sea, when there were rain squalls around, they'd head for the rain squall and everyone was up on the upper deck in the bollocky, and a cake of soap, having a good old rain shower.
A very funny story, Russell. Thank you so much on this day before Anzac Day, and I really do greatly appreciate you taking out the time of your busy Saturday to allow us to record this little story, which further enables people to understand the history of the Diamantina. Thank you again. Good morning.
That's fantastic, Pete. I just like to say I went to sea for 30 years, 9 years in the Royal Australian Navy, and then 21 years in the Merchant Navy after that. And out of all the other ships that I've served in, Diamantina is the best ship that I've ever been in.
Well, I'm sure that she's probably wanting to bend over and give you a kiss on the cheek for that. Thanks again.
All right, mate, take care.